So Tanya is somebody that we haven't seen in a while, but she's come back on social media. Well, I say she's come back. She's been on social media, but now she's come out with a rather interesting explanation, which is something that we're going to dive into in this video. Now we know that when it came to a relationship with Sinjin, it wasn't necessarily the best of relationships, especially with the way it all ended. But with that being said, obviously in this post here, she talks about how her eyes are red, heart is sore, trust is broken, and love is gone. But why? Well, let's get into it, because I guess when it comes to love, when it comes to her having a relationship, it seems to not really go well for her most of the time, which is quite sad. But then again, is it because maybe she doesn't learn from her previous mistakes, so therefore she repeats the same patterns in a new relationship? Well, let's get into it. So as you can see here, she came out by saying that I couldn't sleep. Mind was replaying every phone call, message, and conversation where I knew my gut was telling me one thing, while she was telling me, you have trust issues, you're insecure, but at the end of the day, we are responsible for the decisions we make. I chose to pursue a relationship. My apologies. I chose to pursue a relationship when even in the beginning my gut was telling me not to. Maybe that's the first sign there, isn't it? Maybe one of the things that she does wrong in all of her relationships is that she continuously ignores the science. She continuously ignores her gut feeling, which is something that I say a lot of us do that. You know what I mean? We do give the benefit of the doubt for whatever said reasons, and sometimes giving the benefit of the doubt is actually a good thing, and sometimes it shoots you in the butt. But hey, life is nothing but a gamble. Now, with that being said, though, it continues here by saying, by herself saying, but there was such a connection. I thought maybe it was just fear talking to me. Which, to be fair, is a very, very fair point, because sometimes our anxiety can kick in and we start to project things and not behaving the way we should. So maybe that was the case. And would she be wrong for that? Absolutely not. Anyway, she continues here by saying, and then I chose to trust her over my gut again and again. Now I'm wondering, what does it look like to trust my intuition, even when I don't trust all the facts? Here's the thing. If you are struggling to trust all the facts, now that is a big, big problem, because in reality, we should be choosing to trust all the facts. Choosing to not trust the facts, that's a dangerous thing to do. But nonetheless, though, we continue here where it says, where she continues to say, or Tanya continues to say, I am sharing this openly because I know someone out there is going through it too. Another woman questioned herself, navigating the levels of pain and feelings of a breakup. And as I said the other day, you will love me again, you will be loved again. God doesn't show you things to never let you experience them again. And to be fair, she's not lying in that post or in those lines in any type of form. But then continues here by saying, and to be fair, I know I'm not perfect. I know I made mistakes. My past is some heavy baggage for any. We were always having ups and downs, trying to navigate our very, very different views on life. Lately, I was truly so grateful for how we had been navigating them, and I truly thought we could. And listen, sometimes we do have that hope that we can navigate through certain things, and sometimes we can, we truly can, and then sometimes we can't. And to be fair, it's just a way of life, because whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, whether it's a friendship, navigation is something that sometimes it's going to work and sometimes it's not going to work. So, but we won't know until we at least try, right? Trying is literally all we can ever do in life. Try, fail, succeed. Now, with that being said, remember, we don't fail without trying, we don't succeed without trying. Remember that one. Another, not talking to her for 24 hours. I called her to tell her I missed her and that I do believe her when she said she could get through our latest bump. Now, of course, obviously, we know that when we met Tanya on 90 Day Fiance, she was a Sinjin who is a male. Obviously, she's now been in a relationship with a female, which is something that she's obviously expressing here, just to clarify this. Now, we continue where she says she didn't answer. Then I saw her with someone else. That must have hurt. Then we continue by saying, basically, the universe telling me you won't trust everything we've been whispering to you. Then we'll show you. And sometimes in life, we do wait for something to show us or something to happen rather than listening to whatever we are supposed to listen to. But listen, it's not a bad thing if we sometimes don't want to listen to intuition, if we don't want to listen to our gut feeling. It's not a bad thing if sometimes we want to go with with what we are witnessing, with what we are seeing, because sometimes our gut, our intuition, sometimes that is a reaction due to trauma, not due to the person that we're actually communicating with. So there's nothing wrong with sometimes ignoring it. Do you know what I mean? To a certain degree, especially if you feel like everything else that is presenting in front of you is something that you actually desire. It's something that actually does make sense. It's something that actually says, you know what, I actually see is going places. So therefore, there is that, of course. Now, as you can see, she continues here by saying, and honestly, world, I don't want any more life lessons. Like, can we chill? I mean, listen, everybody wants to chill sometimes. Everybody wants to not have the life lessons all the freaking time. But really and truly, to get to that point where life lessons become a stop, well, that's when you really have got a choice to basically just, what can I say, step back from life. The moment, if you really want to stop having life lessons, actually, to be real, that's a lie. No matter what we do in life, we're always gonna have life lessons. Of course, in this situation, she must be talking about life lessons in a relationship. She doesn't want them anymore, which is fine. Because at the end of the day, she has every choice to want us to take a step back, do some self-growing, some self-care, or whatever else she needs to do to step away from that type of energy. Do you see what I'm saying? But at the same time, even after she stepped away from that energy to rediscover herself or to do whatever she needs to do, she has to always be prone to knowing that when she comes back into seeking a relationship again, there's going to be a chance that you're going to learn some more life lessons. In fact, you are going to learn more life lessons. Whether those life lessons are good or whether they're bad, it's going to happen. Do you see what I'm saying? But in my opinion, is there really anything called bad life lessons? Well, look at it this way. If you're somebody that can always learn from your life lessons, then really and truly, there's not such a thing as a bad life lesson. But if you're somebody that literally sits on life lessons, draws on them, just absorbs them in a negative way, well then yeah, you're having bad life lessons. But remember, those life lessons are only bad because you're choosing to make them bad. Let that sink in, okay? That's why self-reflection is just a big thing. Now, she also did come out with this post as well. I can't remember if the music or the sound behind it was copyright. Let me just play it one more time and double check this real quick.
I don't want to learn any more life lessons. My character is developed. Go away.
I mean, let's be real. Our characters is never developed, Every few months, okay, we evolve. We're supposed to evolve. Every couple of months, we're supposed to evolve and learn something new, and our character is supposed to become better, okay, stronger. Sometimes we even have moments where our character may even feel weaker because of whatever challenges that are happening. But our character can never be complete. I mean, I'd argue and say that our character will only ever be complete the day that we obviously rest in peace. But as long as we're breathing, yeah, about that. But she also did add in the caption by saying, felt like this was a fitting repost for the moment I'm experiencing. You get the lessons, especially the same ones over and over until you learn from them. Any lessons you think life might be trying to teach you right now? I mean, listen, let's ask that question to you folks. Any lessons you think life might be trying to teach you right now? What's your answer for yourself? You don't have to type it in. It may be nice to type it in here, obviously, what lessons people are trying to ask themselves. End of the day, I think one of the good things about the internet is that nobody knows who we are, so you can type in anything there and not worry about anyone judging you because nobody knows who you are. Do you see what I'm saying? So maybe I think that would be quite cool to really ask that question. Do you know what I mean? Whether or not people reply or whether or not I reply, whatever, it doesn't matter. I think it's just letting that question out of your system is the beginning of getting the answer of that question. So get in the comment section and obviously, let me know any life lessons you think you might be trying to, you think life might be trying to teach you. And at the end of the day, to be honest with you, if life isn't trying to teach you something, well then, what the hell are you doing yourself? That is something that you need to question yourself. Do you see what I'm saying? And to be fair, life is always teaching something. It's just that a lot of us, just that there's some people in the world who ignore the lessons of life. And then there's some people who go to those lessons of life so they can become stronger and better. But nonetheless, though, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section and we can talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Oh, actually, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Just wanted to double check that there wasn't anything else left in the video. With that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.